September 11, 2001 was a difficult day for our country.
Many innocent people died that day.
The people of the United States binding together in a spirit of support and kindness.
These efforts helped everyone pull through that terrible tragedy.
I have the pleasure of introducing my brother, who is in the United States Army. Okay, his name is Curtis Scoop. He's a Warrant Officer 5. He's going to be deployed to Afghanistan soon. So if you come forward, say a few words.
Thank you. Well, we have a question, of course, for us adults, huh? Thank you, kids, for putting on this presentation. As Bonnie said, my name is Curtis Scoop. I've been in the Army now for 30 plus years. I've got one more deployment to go on. I'm leaving in a couple of months, heading off to Afghanistan. I'm a pilot in the Army, and I'm going to be an instructor pilot for a medevac mission going to the southern provinces in Afghanistan. This will be my third deployment in 6 years. Obviously, the catalyst to a lot of these deployments, just like what was talked about, is 9/11. You know, we're talking about patriotism here today, and what's the definition? And I think you guys are exuding what patriotism is all about. You know, it's the adherence of principles, attitudes, and values that you hold true to your heart. And it's very evident here by looking at this program, seeing the parents. I want to express a sincere thanks to the teachers, Mr. Briggs, for putting this together, Bonnie and the rest, I'm sure. And it's great to see the police officers, firemen that have come up and supported this. And on behalf of the rest of my friends and family in the military, I appreciate what you guys are doing for us. Thank you.
Seemed very far away.
1787.
People like Daniel Boone and Lewis and Clark grew up in the country. And today's leaders who use their talents to keep us going forward.
We owe our country loyalty, support, and respect.
Let's remember that being part of the greatest democracy in the world takes hard work, sacrifice, tolerance, and love.
Today we want to show our gratefulness to all the people who help our country stay safe by remembering the following groups of people, and if you would please stand when I mention your groups, we would appreciate it. Hold your applause till the end. Our government workers, including mayors, senators, our veterans, including my husband who went to Vietnam, all of our soldiers, current soldiers, police officers, in the back, firefighters, and any other government workers who are here today. Let's show our gratefulness by applause.
Everyone. Kids made me cry. You did a good job. I'd like to just acknowledge a few people who I know are here. I'm sure there's more really famous or special people, but I only have these names. Steve Larson, our former mayor of New Brighton, I'd like to acknowledge you. He's always been a wonderful supporter of our programs here I also have to thank all those parents who were here with me last night doing all this decorating to make this so special for the kids. Mrs. Martin, Mrs. Squires, Mr. and Mrs. Allison, Mrs. Troji, and I think that was all of us, wasn't it? You did a lot of good work last night. That was good. And a couple more parents. Mrs. Newman did the publicity for us. Mrs. Davies made all the flyers that you might have seen in your buildings or in public buildings. Mrs. Morgan put up those flyers, and Mrs. Yang made a bunch of the practice CDs so the kids could learn their music at home. I have to acknowledge my wonderful accompanist, Mrs. Bonzo Allen. She is our accompanist. Mrs. Eller is our principal. She gives us a lot of support. She's a tremendous support to me. And we also have to thank Care, for letting us use your space and being so generous about that. Also the microphones, we had a few technical difficulties today, but you see people just come running forward and take care of everything. And I also need to acknowledge these fourth grade teachers. I hope you realize what a great group of teachers your kids have. They are so extraordinary, and they are so flexible and supportive, and they really always have your kids' best interests at the very top of their mind. So again, thank you everyone. I'll leave the kids up here for a little while for some photo opportunities if you'd like to take a few shots of them. I know this is quite an exciting day for all of us. So again, we thank you so much for coming, and have a good day.
Kelly, did you like it? Thumbs up or thumbs down?